Welcome everyone to Nikki Loves Books and Nikki here, and today we do have an OwlCrate to unbox. So this is our young adult OwlCrate box for May. I think it's May. Yes, it's May. So May 2024. So if you guys couldn't tell, I'm very sick. So I've been sick for now over a week and a half. It was an upper respiratory thing and now it's a sinus infection. So yay me, that is the reason why you guys haven't seen me lately. I just couldn't do any videos or really put much of any effort into anything. Like I've just been on my ass. It's not COVID, but I'm like, it's somehow worse than COVID. Like I had COVID back at the beginning of the pandemic before I was able to get vaccinated. And COVID didn't even put me on my ass. Like this put me on my ass. I don't know what this is, but I don't like it. Please excuse my congestion and hopefully we can get through this without me coughing up a lung. Before jumping into our items, let's go ahead and get a reminder of what our theme is this month. And our theme for our Young Adult May 2024 OwlCrate Box is Traverse the Realms. Our first item is in this box, and on the back it says, place your delicious dishes that transcend the realms on this ceramic trivet? Trivet? I don't know what that is. Inspired by Daughter of the Moon Goddess, this trivet features a stunning design representing the transition between the kingdoms. It has been beautifully illustrated by and Nguyen art. Okay, let's go ahead and open this and find out what a trivet is, and I could totally be mispronouncing that. Just know on this channel I mispronounce things all the time because I read them how they're written and not necessarily how they're pronounced. Knowing my luck, it's not even like a trivet, it's like trivet or something crazy and pretty sounding, and I'm just like trivet. And this is absolutely beautiful. Don't really care what a trivet is, I'm keeping this just because it's pretty. Place all your yummy dishes on our ceramic trivet. Inspired by Daughter of the Moon Goddess, this trivet is a standout piece for your kitchen and is stunningly designed by and Nguyen art. So yeah, so this is one of those things that you put on the table and then a hot plate can go on top of it and it won't, be bad for it because it's ceramic. And it will protect your counters and your tables and stuff. So I love this. I believe OwlCrate has done this before, like a year ago, and my husband was definitely like, absolutely no, we're not keeping that. I'm not going to let him overrule me on this. Like, I love this. This is so, so pretty. So we are definitely keeping this. Sadly, I have not read Daughter of the Moon Goddess, but it is on my TBR, so hopefully I'll get to it one day. So next item we have is this box, and it says on the back, look inside this mirror and see beyond the invisible boundary between the human and fairyland. Inspired by The Buried and the Bound, our mirror is a magical piece to keep on your dresser and is double-sided too. Let's go ahead and take a look. Get ready for your day in bookish flair with our desk mirror. It is double-sided and adorned with beautiful designs inspired by The Buried and the Bound. This item is designed by The Pearled Reader. So it has a sword, if you guys can see that on the top. So it says on the bottom, everything, absolutely everything has a price. On the other side, it has a mushroom and some twigs, and it says, if you forget me, I'll remind you at the top. So while I really love the mirror, this stand is absolute shit. So this is a plastic stand. The mirror pops out of the stand like super, super easy. Like I've already had to push both sides back in. It's just very cheap. Again, the mirror itself I would have loved, but this stand is absolute crap. So not too happy with this. However, The Buried and the Bound, fantastic book. I have yet to read the sequel, but it is on my shelf and I plan on reading it sometime, hopefully soon. So next up we have this. I'm going to go ahead and open it. So here is that item. So it does look like it's a luggage tag. It's just the name is revealed, but then you can pull this out and you can have the address and the email. And we do have the Lord of the Rings pins. This was on the pins of their cloaks from Loth Lorraine. Our metal bag tag is for the traveler who wants to keep their bag safe and in style. Inspired by The Lord of the Rings, this item is wonderfully designed by Teresa Chen. Super cute. I would definitely use this for traveling. And I will just straight up tell myself I'm a blasphemer. I love the Lord of the Rings movies. I hated the books, and mostly because of the writing style. Tolkien writes it like a history book, which is great and fantastic to have those details, but I was bored to tears. I wanted to cry. It took me a year to read all 3 books, which is like astounding for me. Like, it totally sucks because I'm like, I love the world, I love the plot, I love the history, I love the lore. I just did not enjoy Tolkien's writing, and I just cannot do it. Please don't come after me. Next up, we have this tiny box, and it says, take home a souvenir from your favorite Arnesian city. This red London pen, inspired by a darker shade of magic, features artwork lovingly illustrated by @Legion of Potatoes. Whether you're crafting letters to London kings or taking political notes, this pen is the perfect item for all your writing needs. So here is our red London pen. Use our darker shade of magic pen to annotate your copies of the trilogy or any of your favorite books. This pen design is so unique and awesome and is made by @Legion of Potatoes. So this pen is very, very shitty. Like, very, very shitty. Like, it doesn't have a smooth click, and that really bothers me. But it's just a crap pen, and it doesn't look very nice. Like, I'm not saying like the design is bad, but I'm like, just the fact that it's just cheap plastic and it just doesn't look cool at all. So really disappointed with this. Like, Bookish Box has been doing pens, and their pens are a lot better than this shit. I have not read A Darker Shade of Magic yet. I do anticipate really liking A Darker Shade of Magic simply because I liked the author's first series I came across, which was Monsters of Verity. Really, really liked those. So I'm anticipating I will enjoy A Darker Shade of Magic, but interesting enough, I didn't like one of their standalone books, which I think is like The Gallant or something like that. Hated that book. So it'll be interesting to see if I like A Darker Shade of Magic, but I think I will. Next up, we do have our pin. So this is our Perfect Pairings collection. And this one is specifically Percy Jackson and the Olympians. So here is our pin. It slides out, and then you can slide them back together. This month features the 5th pin in our Perfect Pairings collection. Each month's box will include a sliding pin featuring characters that pair together in the most fierce, intense, and romantic ways, all designed by @Sayuri Art. Our 5th perfect pairing is inspired by Percy Jackson. It shows that Percy and Annabeth will always reunite even in the depths of the underworld. So I have not read Percy Jackson. I have tried. I love mythology, so I really was hoping to like it, but I just did not give a shit about Percy Jackson. I feel really bad saying that. Like, I tried like 3 different times, and I was just like, no, still don't care about Percy Jackson. So that was all our bookish inspired items from this box. I will definitely say that the ceramic plate, and that's what I'm going to call it now, ceramic plate, because I don't know how to say the other word, and I'm afraid I'm saying it really wrong. This beautiful ceramic plate was my absolute favorite. It's so, so, so pretty. Other than the ceramic plate, I will say this is also something that I really, really like. Due to my medical disease, I can't really travel. I want to get to the point where I can travel. I don't know if I will ever get there, but I want to get to a point where I can travel and not be in an immense amount of pain. I am keeping this, even if it's not to another country. Like, I'm keeping this in the hopes that I can travel again one day. The desk mirror would have been fantastic if it wasn't for that stupid plastic stand, which is super ugly too. Like, it's like a beige color. Like, I'm just like, ugh, it's terrible. As always though, I love hearing from you guys. So let me know your thoughts on the items in the box. If you like things, and it's totally okay if you guys like things that I don't like. We're allowed to have different opinions. So let me know down in the comments below. Before we jump into our main event, which of course is the book, we're going to go through our little newsletter first. The newsletter starts off with a small interview with the author for the book of the month. It then goes into some news from the Nest, which is OwlCrate's social media platform, which no one, I think, really asked for. I don't know why they're still trying to push the Nest, but I don't like it. Next up, we have a small interview with one of the vendors. This is the vendor who did our pen that I think is unfortunate, and I want to clarify, it's not their artwork that I think is bad, it's the pen itself is very, very cheap. Then they include information about the photo challenge that they do, as well as the Owl Babble, which is their live interview with the author for the book of the month. We also get a Spotify playlist that is inspired by the theme and the book of the month, which I always look forward to because I found some great, amazing songs and artists through those Spotify playlists. And then lastly, they include a list of other books that they're excited that came out this month. And that list includes A Crane Among Wolves, The Dangerous Ones, Beastly Beauty, The Temptation of Magic, Flawless Girls. And our beautiful book this month is Song of the Six Realms by Judy I. Lin. It's a very pretty cover in my opinion. Let's go ahead and look at that comparison between the original and our OwlCrate exclusive cover. So here is that difference between our OwlCrate exclusive cover and the regular cover. I think both are very beautiful, but I absolutely prefer the OwlCrate exclusive edition. It definitely has more of an Asian inspired watercolor art style, and I absolutely love it. But both covers are very pretty. Our May book pick features a magical celestial world and a girl trying to find her purpose. In Song of the Six Realms, we meet Shu, an orphan and talented young musician at the House of Flowing Water. After her uncle passes away in a brutal attack, she's swept away by Duke Ming to his home, and they both work together to figure out how to stop the impending war that is about to break out in the Six Realms. So not too much of a summary, so we're going to go ahead and read the inside flap. Shu, a talented young musician, has no past and probably no future. Orphaned at a young age, she was taken in by her kindly poet uncle, who has arranged for an apprenticeship at one of the most esteemed entertainment houses in the kingdom. She doesn't remember much from before entering the House of Flowing Water, and when her uncle is suddenly killed in a bandit attack, she's devastated to lose her last connection to a life outside of her indentured contract. With no family and no patron, Shu is facing the possibility of a lifetime of servitude, playing the queen for nobles that praise her talent with one breath and sneer at her lowly social status with the next. Then one night she is unexpectedly called to the garden to put on a private performance for the enigmatic Duke Meng. For a young man of nobility, he's strangely kind and awkward, and surprises Shu farther with an irresistible offer. Serve as a musician in residence at his manor for just 3 years, and he'll set her free of her indenture. But the Duke's motives become increasingly more suspect when he and Shu barely survive an attack by a nightmarish monster, and when he whisks her away to his estate, she discovers he's not just some country noble. He's one of the divine rulers of the celestial realm. There she learns that the Six Realms are on the brink of disaster, and incursions by demonic beasts are growing more frequent. The Duke needs Shu's help to unlock memories from her past that could hold the answers to how to stop the impending war, but first Shu will need to survive being the target of every monster and deity in the Six Realms. So this definitely sounds like historical fantasy with high stakes and possibly even a romance. So I am interested. I have not read this author before. I do know that they had a duology, The Book of Tea, prior to this that I've not had the pleasure of reading. So this will be my first experience with this author, but it does sound intriguing. So getting into all the details of our special OwlCrate edition. Our signed edition features a gorgeous redesigned cover, as well as matching gilded edges, kind of that rose gold. Turn over the cover for a reversible dust jacket. We have a foiled hardcover case, which the blue really doesn't kind of match the rest of the book. That's kind of strange. We have beautifully illustrated end papers. And finally, we do have a ribbon bookmark, an author letter, and bonus content inside the book. So that is all the details for our exclusive edition of the Song of the Six Realms. I am excited to start this. I'm currently reading The Gilded Ones, which was the OwlCrate book from February 2021. So between 2020 and early 2021, when the world was ending and shit was happening in my personal life, I had put all my OwlCrates kind of on back burner. So I've been slowly making my way through those books. So after I'm done with the Gilded Ones, I think I only have like 3 other OwlCrate books from 2021. And then that officially means I'm caught up and on time consistently with reading my OwlCrate books. So once I'm done with the Gilded Ones, I will be moving on to Song of the Six Realms. I am excited. I always like reading books from other cultures as well. So the Gilded Ones obviously has a Western African culture influence. And this one is probably going to be Chinese mythology inspired, but I'm not 100% sure. I do know it's an Asian inspired, but I just don't know which one. Always like being exposed to diversity. So I am very excited to read this. Before we wrap up and leave, we do want to take a look at that sneak peek for our next OwlCrate Young Adult box. But before we get there, please be sure to like this video if you want to see me do more unboxings. And make sure you're subscribed to join me for all future bookish fun. So our theme for our next OwlCrate Young Adult box is One Step Ahead. And it says, every June box will include an exclusive item designed by @Francis Designs. And this is just an example of something that they've done in the past. So look forward to that next OwlCrate box, One Step Ahead. And as always on this channel, we have more unboxings coming this month whenever I get those boxes, which includes the Bookish box, the Darkly box. We also got the Baddies book box. I should be getting Page and Wick this month, but because it's coming from England, a lot of times I don't get it until the month after, so that will be coming out sometime. So yeah, we got a lot of boxes to unbox eventually once they get here. So thank you as always, and sorry again for a crappy voice. Hopefully next time you guys see me, I will be in better health. Have a good one, everyone. Enjoy your weekend.